Now, I am not somebody to discourage anybody from his or her ambition. But when there is a cost to that ambition, then I become worried. Atiku has nursed the ambition of becoming Nigeria's president for a very, very long time. Now, I don't know at what point Atiku will realize that not every ambition is achieved, and not every ambition must be achieved. Now, I may not like Wike now, but I used to like Wike before. But if we are going to be fair to Wike, even though these days in Nigeria we have turned politics to mean that we can apply all dirty sorts of tricks and we call it politics. No, politics is not an excuse for criminality. But it appears Atiku is more or less a mirror reflection of what Tinubu is. Tinubu is a loud-mouthed because he speaks, but Atiku, on the other hand, is more or less like Tinubu himself. Atiku is also somebody he believes it is his turn. He believes he must be president at all costs. I believe everything that is happening in PDP is caused by Atiku and his presidential ambition. I also believe that the recent defection of people from PDP to APC is also because Atiku wants to become president again. Now, I don't know something with these politicians. They don't even know that as you grow old, you're going to pass on someday. They believe that they're going to live on forever, including Tinubu. They believe they are going to... You see old men that are supposed to rest in their village still talking about 2027 as if they own tomorrow, as if they own the days, as if they own time. As if they are sure they will be alive until those days that I'm sure they are. Even if they tell Atiku now, wait till 2034, 2035, he will say okay, because they believe they will live on. That's why you have an old man peeing on his body, still remaining the president of Cameroon. Now, I still don't know why Atiku insists on becoming president, because you must not become president to effect a change in a country. You can effect changes by also being at the back line, at the sideline. I really don't know whether these politicians are seeing how bad Nigeria has become. Those defecting and those remaining, I don't know what it will make Nigeria to look like if Nigeria becomes a one-party state. If Nigeria becomes a one-party state, it creates room for dictatorship. In fact, it's not going to go well. Maybe that's a video for another day. But for Atiku, I don't know when Atiku will realize that, look, his presidential ambition is not going to be realized. If Atiku insists on becoming president, that will mean that Atiku is playing into the hands, or Atiku is playing into the game of Tinubu, because what Tinubu is trying to achieve an election that will be based on North versus South come 2027. North versus South. And if the election turns that way, I tell the North, I'm not bragging. I know if I say this thing, your ego will be touched. If the election is going to be based on North and South, the North will lose. The North will lose. Let's not go there. All those lies you've told yourself that you have population, you have that, you are going to lose. You are going to lose woefully. So I've been maintaining, this should be about the 4th or 5th video as I'm saying that, look, if the North wants to get it right, I tell you that I'm not campaigning for Peter Obi. That's not what I want. I don't want Tinubu to win 2027. I really don't want it. I sincerely, God knows, I don't want Tinubu to become my next president. And nobody should tell me that Tinubu cannot be removed. That's a fallacy. That's a way they want to destroy your mind so that you just give up and say, Tinubu can be removed. Tinubu can be removed. There's no political party or there's no person that can be removed. But if we really must remove him, Why do you think everybody's attacking Peter Obi? Why do you think every APC member is attacking Peter Obi? Because they know that he's the only threat they have. He's the only threat they have. So if you really must remove, if you want Tinubu out, strike a deal with Peter Obi. Even if it means, okay, Peter Obi, we're going to vote you, you're going to do 4 years, then hand over to us. Yes, that's okay. I support that. But say you want to play into the hands of Tinubu, North versus South, you will lose. Yes, you start maybe burning everywhere, because that's what you do. When you lose, you become like a child a child that an ice cream cone was taken from, and he start throwing tantrums, scattering everywhere. That's what you do. That's not going to work. Tinubu is not a good leader. But if you're going to play the game South versus North, you will lose. That is Tinubu's game plan. North versus South. That's what he's doing, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. If the North doesn't want it to work, and the only way you can make this thing not to work is grab Peter Obi. Atiku should just forget about it. Atiku, you once said you love the Igbos. Now is the time to prove it. That you are not president doesn't make you a loser. You're not a loser. If you really love this country, and your ambition, your presidential ambition is destroying many political parties and placing this country to one party state, why don't you just step back and support, put your weight behind Peter Obi, truly, and see the result. Tell your people from your Adamawa state, tell your people from the north, tell them to go for Peter Obi, and then nurture one northern and one young person from the north to stand by from the northeast. Nurture him up to say, okay, after Peter Obi, you go in. That's politics. Well, politicians, they know the hear word. Once they are driven by their selfishness, nothing else goes into their head. I've noticed lately that some people have been making calls to me that Peter Obi should second Atiku to become the candidate for the next presidential election. And the last call I just received that prompted this video showed to me that the campaign has already begun. Campaign has actually begun. And it appears Tinubu has gone far underground. While we were sleeping, thinking nothing was going on, Tinubu has done a great job reaching out to ensure that his 2027 ambition is sealed. But we will not relent. Now, before I even begin to talk about Peter Obi's presidency, let's first ask the question, why is it that they don't want Peter Obi? I mean, is it because he's Igbo? That's not true. A lot of people think that the reason why people say we don't want Obi is because he's from Igbo. No, it's not. That's not really the reason. The reason is about the system. A Peter Obi is coming to change the system. If Peter Obi becomes president, he will definitely obstruct the system. And what is the system we're talking about? The system that makes sure that a certain cabal, a certain region, a certain people becomes the sole beneficiary of the spoils of this country. Let me mention a couple of examples. For instance, a country as big as Nigeria cannot have its seaport solely located in Lagos. I am 100% sure that a Peter Obi coming in will open other seaports. And therefore, those that this policy will affect will definitely not want Peter Obi to become president. A Peter Obi's presidency will definitely checkmate excess use and exploitation of our mineral resources. The North would definitely not want that. They would want a situation whereby our oil is for all of us, but our gold and other mineral resources is for us. Yours is ours. Ours is ours is ours. Sure, you get me? Your own, our own. My own, now my own. That is the mentality they have. I'm imagining if crude oil was located in North, my brother, we Southerners we will lick Aboki shoe before we even taste one kobo of oil in this country. Now God knows it just set them up, so make it dead there. Otherwise, now as we thought, make them break this country, make them break this country. If we don't break this country, if we don't break this country, tete, if we don't break them. So the reason they don't want Peter Obi is from his statement. You will know that a Peter Obi would definitely obstruct the apple cart, and they don't want it. Those that are campaigning against Peter Obi are those that want the system to remain the way it is. If you notice, most of Peter Obi's antagonists comes mostly from the core north and from the southwest. And if you notice, these are the same people or the same region that have engineered the retrogression of Nigeria. Let me tell you something. 2027 is about the masses and the political cabal. And the only way they can destroy the masses, which they are succeeding, is to divide us by the formula that have worked for them over the years. Religion and tribalism. That is still playing. But for the South, especially for the person who just called me right now, it's not even about religion. It's not even about ethnicity. It's about greed. It's about greed. Don't mind these defections. It's all about 2027. They don't care about your existence. They don't care about your comfort. They don't care about their administrative excellence or administrative scores. It's just about remaining there and keep siphoning and keep furnishing their lavish lifestyle while you suffer. And the only reward they give you are some fantastic lengthy literature that tells you that way you have to be patient, you have to take baby steps of pain, you have to, and all these jargons they tell you just to furnish and sustain their ineptitude. It's not left to you. I come here every day talking to you, risking myself and my family, telling you the truth. Before they take me out of circulation, listen. I am not wasting my time here. I know what is happening. If you are not voting Peter Obi, it's because something is definitely wrong with your head. Because that is the only option available. Some people are saying Showore stands no chance. I'm not saying Showore is bad. Trust me, if Showore has the same popularity or the same opportunity that Peter Obi has, I will choose a Showore 1,000 times ahead of Peter Obi, because Showore will match this vagabond, this rascality for rascality. But it doesn't stand a chance. The only chance he stands is that he's going to reduce the votes that should necessarily go for those that will win. So, but the truth is that if you look at it, the forerunners here are Tinubu, Atiku, and Peter Obi, the same three options that came to us in 2023. So the choice is yours. Are you going to vote for Tinubu, Mr. Emilio Kon, Mr. Grab it, snatch it, and run away with it? Or you are going to vote for Atiku, who by now I'm thinking that is just like Buhari, who believes that it is the turn of the Fulani, or who believes in this Fulani hegemony that they own Nigeria. Or a Putabi who said, don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo man. Vote for me because you want a better Nigeria. The choice still remains yours. I'm just a speaker. I may be saying rubbish, but if you are wise, use your brain. My name is Magnus Oraka. Please follow this page and share this post now.